Jeez. I was walking down the street and some kid started yelling, Ellen DeGenerate at me. And I'm like, her name is DeGeneres. And then the kid was like, I know, but you're a degenerate. And I said, no, that's you, buddy. Little jerk. I can't even believe this, Lucifer. If I had you with me, that kid would have been done for. I'm not one to choose violence, but it was rude. Hurt my feelings a little bit, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yes, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Allegedly. I'm your host, Johnny Thomas Appleseed. I'm the host with the most, and I've got all of the news that has happened over the last day, okay? The last 24 hours up to the point of this taping. Whew, you would think, I just told you the news yesterday. There's no way this guy has any more news. There's no way, right? Wrong. There's so much news. I can barely keep up, and it's my job. I'm just kidding. I can keep up with anything. Don't try me. I'm fast. I'm quick, boy. Look at that. You see that? Oh, I'm moving so fast, you can't even see me right now. I'm like John Cena up in this mother. I'm like the Flash. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, that's enough. Okay, can I get real a second? Let down my guard and tell the people how I feel a second. I am so happy you enjoyed the first episode. Johnny is back and ready to attack. I've got my wits about me. I am on top of all of the news, on top of all of the celebrity gossip. Today we've got a lot of different things to cover. Everything from Trump to the stock markets to Justin Bieber yet again. We've got news on Channing Tatum and Russell Brand and Sydney Sweeney and oh my gosh, there's just so much. There's so much. I'm gonna contain my excitement though, and we're gonna jump right into the news. Okay. So we're going to start today's show talking about an individual that we talked about just yesterday, actually. This is none other than Justin Bieber. Yes. Okay, now I told you guys yesterday that Justin seems like he's going through something that I'll never understand because, I don't have the same problems. Cuz I was not given Diddy didn't have legal guardianship over me over any period of time. In fact, I stayed far, far away from that man. Cause I my time in the circle of celebrities, I've been around for a long time, and yeah, I did not like what I was hearing. I did not like what I was hearing. Speaking about Diddy, oh my gosh, did you hear that someone is accusing Beyonce and there was another big name, I can't remember, but for them participating in the freak offs? Wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't doubt it. Who's Diddy's right hand man? Jay-Z, Hova. Okay. Gosh, that is not the Empire State of Mind, you dirty, sick, rich people. Okay, but no, we're talking about Justin Bieber. He's going through something right now, but you know how I mentioned he was posting a whole bunch of stuff all over his social media on Instagram specifically. Uh, Allegedly, Justin Bieber is looking to collaborate with someone. Okay, anyone really. He literally said, "Hey, DM me if you want to make music together." Okay. And fans and celebrities all alike reached out to Justin. Even some of them dropping some comments on that post. One of them being none other than Drake. Okay. And Drake is on a crazy PR tour. Like, he's trying to fix his reputation big time. Um, he's giving money out to pregnant women at his shows. Drake was called a pedophile on national television, not once, but twice at two very, very large um, events. One being the Grammys and one being the Super Bowl when Kendrick Lamar's song, Not Like Us, Ain't Like Us. What's the song? They not like us. They not like us. It's not like us. I knew that. I knew that. A minor. Okay, yeah, you know it. You know it. You were singing along. You were singing along, you crazies. Oh my gosh. No, but Drake is one of the celebrities who actually commented on Justin's post reaching out for collaboration. And he said, I DM'd, but no reply. That's what Drake said, which is, maybe Justin is trying to distance himself from the diddlers these days, which is good for Justin. He should, he's got a child. Um, no, Drake and Justin both worked together on a song called Right Here from Justin Bieber's 2012 album, Believe. And he also portrayed Drake in one of the rapper's music videos to Pop Star, I believe is what the music video was. So they have worked together before, so it wouldn't be a stretch for Drake to work with Justin, unless Justin's like, get away from me. Get away from me. I have a minor. Okay? I don't want you anywhere near me or my minor. Thank you. Yeah, so that happened. Kehlani also replied saying, woo, woo, woohoo, woo, woohoo, woohoo. I think that's how it would be pronounced, or maybe it was like a woohoo over here, woohoo. That's probably more what it was. Yeah, but Kehlani said that, and then Big Sean also commented saying, check DMs. And Big Sean and Justin have also worked together. In addition to looking for collaboration, Justin was out there being a daddy. Okay, he was being a dad over the weekend, and he was obviously hanging out with his wife and his son, Jack Blues Bieber, JBB, Jack Blues Bieber. Okay, and I believe he posted a picture of Haley and him and their son just kind of laughing, having a good time. So I don't know. Maybe this is more PR being like, I'm fine. I'm fine. Look at me. We're having a great time. My family loves me. Okay. My wife maybe unfollowed me, but that's just because I was spamming her feed and she was over it. Okay. I don't, I don't, I don't know. But we're hoping for the best for the Biebs. Okay. Because it's time. It's time for Justin Bieber to put out a banger of an album, get back to his fun sound and music, okay? And then go on the Justin Bieber Eras tour. He could call it like My World Tour or something, because he had the first two albums that were like My World and My World 2 or whatever. Yeah. Hmm. Just a thought, Justin. And if you take that idea, email me. We can put together some sort of way for you to pay me for it. Next up, we've got actor and former stripper Channing Tatum. Yes. Oh my goodness. This guy, I tell you what, he is committed to his art. Okay. Channing Tatum checked in at 235 pounds for a role in Josephine, but he says, I'm not doing that again. I'm not. I can't because he posted like different photos of him at different weights and for the different roles that he was portraying in film. And yeah, he put on some pounds. Okay, but he said I won't be doing any more fat roles due to the toll it had on his body. Uh, I've been saying that my whole career. I will not do fat roles. Okay. Anytime I see my fat rolls, I say, get them out of here. I'm not doing fat rolls. Okay. Oh, rolls like ROLES, not ROLLS. Okay. Common mistake. I can't be the only one. No, but Channing Tatum, dude's jacked. I could have probably done the same exact career path that Channing Tatum did, stripper to actor to marrying Zoe Kravitz. Um but I didn't, and now I'm a podcast host. And honestly, I feel like this way I don't have to have any fat roles. I'm just me. I am the role. It's me, Johnny. So I get to play myself, which is the best part any of us can play. That's right. Up next in the news, we've got Sydney Sweeney and Jonathan Davino. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Who were engaged and were gonna get married, and they've been in the news on and off because a while back, Sydney Sweeney had that movie with Glenn Powell, Anyone But You, and there were all these rumors of their chemistry and possibly cheating allegations because their chemistry was just a little too chemical. It was like, wow, you two should have babies because you're both gorgeous. Even though I would prefer to propose to Sydney Sweeney, I would let Glenn have her, you know? Because that's just the type of bro I am. Yeah. No, but Sydney and Jonathan were spotted together for the first time since calling off their wedding. Yes, that is right. They called off the wedding, and then Sydney went to Glenn Powell's sister's wedding, I believe, and people were like, "Oh my God, it's happening! It's happening! Everybody, calm down, Oliver Joshua Bastard Hound. It's happening." Oh my gosh, I'm sorry for smacking your butt like that. No, but I don't know what's going on here. Maybe they just weren't seeing eye to eye, so they said let's pump the brakes, and let's just you know figure this out before we decide to get married, which is very mature of them, really. But I'm still holding out hope for Glenn and Sydney. I can't lie. Also in the news, we've got none other than Tom Hanks' daughter. Okay, not just Tom, but his daughter. And to be fair, I did not know that he even had a daughter. Is that bad? I don't know. I know he has the son because they look so much alike, and he's an actor. But no, Tom Hanks' daughter is opening up about the confusion, violence, deprivation, and love she experienced as a child. Oh no! Oh no! That's not good. Okay, EA Hanks, short for Elizabeth Ann Hanks. I kind of like that. EA. EA Sports. It's in the game. Yeah. But it's like EA Hanks. It's in the name. You know? That's okay. Anywho, EA claims that her late mother, Hank's ex-wife, Susan Dillingham. That's what that sounds like to me. I feel like she would be British, maybe. Anywho, was abusive following the couple's divorce in the 80s, and she covers this in her new book, The 10, a memoir of family and the open road. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is crazy. EA says that things took a dark turn with her mother, who went by the stage name of Samantha Luce at one point. After she obtained primary custody of EA, who is now 42, and her brother, Colin Hanks, now 47. And she moved them from Los Angeles to Sacramento without telling their father. Oh my gosh. Just uprooting the kids and taking them away from Tom? Oh my gosh. And I bet you Tom was just out there and he's like, I may not be a smart man, but I do know what love is, you know? But after all, life is a box of chocolates and you never know what you're gonna get. And I feel bad for the manipulation and all of the horrible things they probably had to endure from the sounds of this. I gotta read this book, I fear. I think I would love to know more about this family dynamic, because for some reason the Hanks family is kind of just mysterious to me. You don't know a lot. You don't know a lot. You know what they show, which is probably what they intend to do, but I want to know more. I want to know all of it. Give me all of it, okay? Also in the news, we've got a whole bunch of political news, and I'm going to do my best to try and cover most of this here in one quick segment, okay? Um, The politics news today is just dominated by the economic turbulence that was caused by President Trump's tariff policies. Okay, we've talked about it. We talked about it yesterday, but more has happened since the last taping. Okay. So, speaking to reporters on Monday, yesterday, Senator John Kennedy had a strong reaction to conflicting messages coming from the White House aides on President Trump's tariffs. Okay, so he basically said he's hearing one thing from the aides of this group, and then one thing from a different aide from a different group, and he's just like, okay, what which is true? Which is true, right? He went as far as to saying, and I quote, "I think it would be better if they would talk to their boss and find out what the message is. It'd actually be better if some of them would shut up, but that is not likely to happen." I feel like a lot of politicians would really benefit from shutting up. you know, Zip it. But then again, that's the job, I guess. Politicians, they are professional talkers. That's all they do. Talk, 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 and no action. Okay? So yeah, I agree with Mr. Senator John Kennedy on this one. I can't lie. They do need to just shut up and get the correct information from whoever's above them. Don't just spread what you've heard and hearsay. That's my job, allegedly, not yours. Your job actually has a lot of people's fates hanging in the balance, okay? And the political climate rests in the things that you say, because you say one wrong thing and all of a sudden the opposite party is knocking on your door and doing a 48-hour filibuster, okay? Oh my goodness. Also, in the political news, we've got Trump telling Americans to stop being weak and stupid amid the stock market crash that unfolded during his 4-day golf trip. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all for telling people to stop being weak and stupid, okay? Because I hate a weak, stupid individual. I, you know, beef up, get stronger, read a book, get smarter, okay? But I don't know if that's the right thing to say to get the Americans on your side, Donald, Mr. President, sir, Your Honor. I don't even know what to call him anymore, because sometimes you get a little bit of like an emperor type of vibe from that man when he speaks. But anywho, Donald Trump was weighing in on the bipartisan criticism towards his sweeping tariff plan, which he claims will bolster the United States economy. But the US stocks experienced extreme volatility. Oh my goodness, I can't even. Let's break this down a little bit. The S&P 500 was dipping into bear market territory before recovering somewhat, driven by Trump's refusal to back off his trade war stance. European markets like the FTSE 100 and Stacks Europe 600 dropped over 4%, while Japan's Nikkei plunged nearly 8%. A false rumor of a tariff pause caused an 8.5% swing in the S&P 500 within 30 minutes, underscoring market jitters. Elsewhere, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, oh my, I love that name. I'm not even going to lie to you, okay? Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. That's a great name. It really flows. Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay? It's got a good ring to it. I cannot lie to you about that. Okay? He visited the White House for a second time since Trump's inauguration, that's a lot. That's a lot. Either he really likes Donald, or he can't stand him and he's just trying to figure things out, and he has no choice but to go to the White House. But he's been there twice since the inauguration. Oh my goodness. Benjamin Netanyahu. I like that. Netanyahu. Netanyahu? Netanyahu. You know? Am I being disrespectful? I really don't mean to this time. Sometimes I do, but this time I didn't. I actually really enjoy the flow of Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay, it's kind of fun to say. It's a fun little word. Yeah, kind of like yo yo is a fun word to say. You don't think about it a lot because when's the last time you played with a yo yo? It's been a while, probably. You know, and yeah, it's just yo yo. Yo, yo. Wasn't there like a orchestra type person or something, or a classical musical guy that was named like Yo Yo? Who was that? Anybody? Jared? I don't even know what we're paying Jared for. It's terrible security. He doesn't even move. It's crazy. Oh, we're gonna get back to this politics, but look who's been here this whole time, and I just subtly chose to ignore. Wheezy. Hmm. Look who decided to show up to this show, huh? Oh, I told you about yesterday's taping. I told you I was so excited to be back. And you just didn't show up. You just chose not to show up. Weezy, I'll get back to you later, okay? Anywho, yes, Benjamin Netanyahu visited the White House for the second time since Trump's inauguration amid Israel's 18-month war with Hamas in Gaza. And the Supreme Court paused the deadline to return a mistakenly departed Maryland man to the U.S. from El Salvador. So that's what has happened in politics for the last 24 hours or so, up until the point of this taping. I don't know. There's so much going on. Is anybody like really concerned about tariffs, or what's the vibe? Okay, should we be really fearful of the long-lasting impact this is going to have, or is it like Trump says going to be a medicine for the economy of the United States? You see some countries that are somewhat willing to possibly work with Donald Trump, it sounds like, and they're trying to get rid of the tariffs in some countries. Um, but Trump is not backing down. He is just holding a steady fist, putting a foot on the neck of everyone. The one thing that I am concerned about right now is getting milk for Trevor. How much is a gallon of milk gonna cost me? Huh? And my eggs for my protein chugs in the morning? Okay? And how much is the electricity bill gonna be? Okay? Because I gotta keep this place freezing for Wheezy because he's a penguin. I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned, but I also don't really understand the workings because I'm not a professional. But then again, is Trump a professional in any of this? If he's a reality TV star, you guys, okay? We can't forget that. That businessman, sure, but reality TV star nonetheless, and he's running the country, which is just kind of shocking. And I'm not against him. I'm not for him. I'm just here, indifferent. I just want the country to succeed. And I want all of us to live happily ever after. Okay? I want the whole world to just come together right now over Johnny. You know? If I do one thing with this show, with this podcast, Oliver, it will be bring the people together because we are so divided. We're so divided, and it's sickening. I hate seeing it. When we talk about politics, it's hard to even open up about opinions or feelings about anything because you say one thing that does not align with another person's views, and it's an instant attack and an instant screaming match, and then no one gets anything done. Okay? No one sees eye to eye in a screaming match. Okay? We need civil conversations. Make America conversations civil again. Okay? Were they ever civil? Probably not. Mostly it's like yelling at the guy who's walking too slow across the street, and he's like, I'm walking here. And he's like, well, I'm driving here. You know? We're kind of an aggressive country. Um, and the world is a scary place right now, but together we can do anything, including making the world a better place. We just have to come together, and find a solution, find a common ground, maybe some compromise, something to just make us work together because at the end of the day, the only way we're going to succeed is if we come together, find solutions together and compromise and make the flow a little bit smoother. Because right now, I feel like I'm in one of those deep sea TikToks where the water's coming up and they're playing that yo ho, both the best of you. That's what that song sounds like. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. No, but that's what it feels like. The water's just crashing. But anywho, also in the news, we've got Lizzo. Oh my gosh. I forgot Lizzo existed for a second. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's my bad. Lizzo's been busy working out, working on herself. She at one point said, "I'm retiring," but then she backtracked and said, "I'm not retiring. I'm not quitting." Okay. No, but Lizzo said that Britney Spears does a Janet Jackson impression, angering tons of Britney Spears fans everywhere, saying that Lizzo has lost her damn mind. Okay? And you know what? I agree with the fans. I'm a huge Janet Jackson fan, and I also wish nothing but the best for Britney. Okay? I'm a fan of her old music. Um, you know, it's a tough subject, really, to talk about Britney Spears because, uh, but I've seen a lot of comments on social media saying maybe we shouldn't have freed her, which is awful. Everybody should be free, okay? We don't want her to be not free, but like, I want her to acknowledge the fact that she needs help because she's not okay. Anyone with eyes can see that. Okay, that's not just expressing yourself anymore. That is a bird falling out of the cuckoo nest, hitting their head, and then trying to walk around like this, and then moving their hips a lot and pulling down the already low waisted pants to what? To what? Show your hips? I don't understand. I don't want to see your belly button, Brittany. You could be my mother. Okay. But no, people are now they're gonna come for me. Dang it. But I don't think Britney is a Janet Jackson impersonator. Okay, I think they have very different styles and sounds personally. And yeah, if you had to choose between one or the other, whose music would you keep and whose music would you get rid of? Okay? Janet Jackson or Britney Spears. Only one can stay, the other has to go. Let me know in the comments, okay? I'm picking Janet Jackson. I can't lie. Okay. Anywho, also in the news. Now, this is a bit of an older headline, but there are updates to it. So we didn't mention this yesterday, but London's Metropolitan Police have charged comedian and actor Russell Brand with one count of rape, oral rape, and indecent assault, and two other counts of sexual assault. Brand, who is 49 years old, has now started to open up about why he even bothered becoming famous in the first place, allegedly. Amidst all of this, he's deciding now to make these comments. It's, I he's been denying these claims for a long time, saying all of his escapades were consensual. Um, and now he's saying it's difficult to not reflect that indeed the people participating in this are victims of a type, but not victims of me because I've always been open. So this was a video he posted on Monday, and he continued by saying, "You can go and watch my stand-up comedy. You can read my book. I couldn't have been more clear that I was out there having sex with anybody who wanted to. And let me tell you, when you're a famous guy, people are up for it. Oh my gosh. Brand continues here saying, people are up for it. I've got to be honest here. That's part of the reason I even bothered becoming famous in the first place, because I thought this will be a glorious opportunity for hedonistic adventure. I don't even know what that word means. I'll have to ask Google later, or ChatGPT, or Grok, or whatever the other open AIs are. Okay, anywho, surely then my life will mean something, he says. Surely I can find some value in the comfort of strangers. Surely I can lose myself in endless pleasure. Russell. Russell. Okay, Russell Brand was married to Katy Perry at one point, right? And they got a divorce. Um, and now all these years later, all of this stuff is coming out. Russell kind of comments on that, like, um, I was at the peak of my fame after these incidents allegedly happened or during. So why are they coming forward now? And I don't know. I wasn't there. So I think it's really important for the legal process to take place and, play out. You gotta let the system do what it does. It may be flawed, but hopefully if these accusations are true and he is found guilty, then the correct actions are taken. Okay? As horrible as it is to see anybody have their reputation tarnished, I feel like Russell Brand has done it to himself. Okay? He likes to say that he is being attacked because he came forward in support of Donald Trump, but um and maybe that's partially true. Okay? But I for some reason, it's not far fetched for me for Russell Brand to be a dirty scumbag. Is it far fetched for any of you? I mean, am I wrong on this one? You know, uh, if it's true, I really hope justice is served. If it's false, I hope false accusations slow down and stop and cease, because it's really harmful to individuals who really are speaking out on these horrible incidents that happen to them, and I think it's very important to uplift any victim of any horrible incident such as this, or there's a plethora of things people can come forward and speak their truth on, and it's important to listen, to believe and understand, and I think it's harmful when we've had so many cases of false accusations. And I don't know, this one though, it doesn't seem very far-fetched for me. I can't lie to you. Okay? And he's saying it's political, kind of, in a way, and I don't know if I see it. I don't know if I see it, but I mean, that is one heck of a conspiracy theory. If it comes out that, like, somewhere down the road that all of this came out because of some political agenda, that'd be crazy. But I mean, he's British, so why does America's politics have to do anything? Whatever. Okay. Also in the news, we've got some heartwarming, uplifting news. I love this story. Okay, Jack Black recently surprised his biggest fan. Oh my goodness. So I don't know if any of you watched the show Love on the Spectrum. I haven't watched the most recent season, but I do enjoy the show. It's very good. And apparently one of the cast members, Tana Smith, who you may know if you watch Love on the Spectrum on Netflix, was sharing his love for Kung Fu Panda and Jack Black. And Kelly Clarkson actually pulled it off to get Jack Black to surprise Tana in person. Last time Tana was on the show, they got a video from Jack Black, and this time they acted like Jack was recording another video for Tana, but then Jack burst through the doors and went in there and surprised Tana. It was so amazing. You need to watch this clip here.
What's up, Tanner? Jack Black here. I still cannot wait to meet you in person. but I'm
Oh
on
my
the
gosh,
road
Mitch.
with a Minecraft movie right now. But luckily, I have insane ninja kung fu powers, which means I can come through these doors, and I'm gonna see you right now when I come through these doors.
I'm your biggest fan because you're a great actor and a good singer. So I'm happy to finally meet you. Jack, I'm happy to finally meet you. Hey, Jack, this is Liz, my younger sister.
Liz, great to meet you.
Liz, I'm so glad we're finally meeting you, Jack. Yeah, you're here. Oh my gosh.
Ugh, isn't that the cutest? I love that so dang much. That is literally the best. Yeah, I needed to throw some sort of really good happy news in there because, we've been talking a lot about politics and predators. So we had to lighten the mood a little bit. And honestly, where do you rank the Kelly Clarkson talk show? Do you guys really like it, or are you not a fan? I personally really, really enjoy Kelly Clarkson, not only as a singer, I think she is literally top notch, top 10 of the generation, amazing artist, right? She can sing the phone book. Gosh, that made me sound like a grandpa. Who says that? She could sing the phone book. That's crazy. But she could. She could. I would listen to 8675309. Yeah. That number probably isn't in there. It might be. I just know that's an actual song. But anywho, no, and I love Jack Black as well, but where does Kelly Clarkson's talk show sit for you guys? Are you a fan? Where she kind of took over the Ellen DeGeneres time slot, I believe, and I think she's doing a great job. She had a mysterious absence recently dealing with a very personal matter, a family emergency from what I've heard, and I have not seen if that has been spoken about or what the emergency was, but she had guest hosts on for quite a while on her show. I just hope everything's okay for Kelly and her family. And I'm happy to see she's back on her show doing awesome stuff like this. And Jack Black, he's in the new Minecraft movie. I feel like Jack Black comes back in a huge major motion picture like once every 5 years or something. And I love him. I just love him. He was also recently on Saturday Night Live. I have yet to watch the full episode. I've only seen clips. But yeah, Jack Black, awesome dude. Righteous dude, as they would say in that one Ferris Bueller movie. Jack Black's not in that. There's no correlation at all, but I just like saying righteous dude. That's fun to say. I should make shirts. Righteous dude. Yeah. That might already be on a shirt. Anywho, also in the news, we've got a hit Hulu TV show that is back filming right now. Season 5 of Only Murders in the Building is in production. Okay, get this. There was a photo taken of Martin Short, Steve Martin, Selena Gomez, Renee Zellweger, and Logan Lerman and Christopher Waltz on the set of Only Murders in the Building Season 5. It's crazy. They keep getting these insane castings on this show. I can't even contain myself. I don't know how they do it, really. It's just there's so much. Every season there's just another huge name, another huge star. Also with this cast, I did hear allegedly, supposedly, none other than Martin Short. I can't think of her name. God, why does this keep happening to me? Meryl Streep. I swear, do I have early onset dementia? I did that with the first lady yesterday. Maybe I'm talking too fast. My brain is trying to keep up. I'm quick though. I'm quick. I already mentioned this. I'm quick like that. I'm like, whoa, you can't see me. I'm like Edward in Twilight. I'm quick like Edward. Okay. No, but Martin Short and Meryl Streep are allegedly officially dating. which is crazy. There was so many rumors about their love, and their chemistry, and they play on-screen lovers in Only Murders in the Building. And I love that Meryl Streep did the show and is on this show because you know I think that's incredible. She's usually just doing movies, and she doesn't even do sequels. She says no to sequels because she's done it once and it's done, which is crazy. Go get that bag. I know you're like very rich and famous, and you're one of the greatest actresses of all time, but I don't know, get your check, Meryl. Get your check. Jeez. You ever do that? You ever just get a little piece of ice and you just start chomping? Yeah, I bet you like that sound. It's a little ASMR. We are here today to talk about the news and do ASMR. No, we're not. We're not doing ASMR. Anywho, no, but I am excited. I love this show. I love a good murder mystery comedy. And this cast together is phenomenal. The main three, Selena, Martin, and Steve. I just uh, I love them. I love them together, and I love Steve Martin and Martin Short. I think they're hilarious, even if they reuse a lot of their bits every time they go on talk shows. I still watch it. I still watch it every time because they just crack me up. Okay, and they have a long, long career, and I just love how they've kind of adopted Selena as like their granddaughter, essentially, and she fits in with them very well. And I think she's fantastic, even if she loves Benny Blanco and not me. I won't hold it against her any longer. I'm letting you free, Selena. Farewell. But just remember, you could have had all of this. It's fine. It's fine. At least Benny shaved his unibrow. Even if Selena didn't care about the unibrow, I kind of cared. I don't know why I cared. I didn't like it, and that's just the truth. Okay, so yeah. Also in the news, we've got the Wizard of Oz taking a new shape, and that shape is a sphere. Get this. Okay, the yellow brick road is going to Vegas. Oh my gosh, the 1939 classic starring Judy Garland will screen at the Sphere as a fully immersive experience that will use cutting edge technologies to enhance the film. The production will maintain the integrity of the original while pushing the boundaries of the Sphere's experiential medium, which is I I really want to go. I'm not gonna lie. I want to go. And you know what they really should do? They should play The Wizard of Oz and Wicked. They should play Wicked, Wizard of Oz, Wicked for good. That's what they should do. Play it all, okay? Let it unfold in full, like 3 dimension, like you're surrounded by it. Have you ever been to the Sphere? Anybody out there? I would love to know what the Sphere is like on the inside. Is it fun? Is it cool? Is it hip? Do the kids love it? What's it like? Can anyone tell me? I don't know. I've never been. I've seen it from the outside, and sometimes it's got eyeballs on there and it's looking at you like this and it's doing crazy stuff. And it's like, oh my God, don't look at me like that. Why is that thing looking at me like that? Get that big ball out of my face, which I'm sure some of you fellas have heard before out there. You know, that I, I was talking about like if you were in sports, and you're athletic and you're playing with balls. Okay. See, and then I just keep talking and then I get myself into these situations. That's unfortunate. Anywho, oh my goodness, everybody. Well, that is all the news that I have round up for us today. I'm gonna take some time here to get back to this little penguin, but thank you so much for tuning in and let me know what you've heard in the news in the comments below. If there's something you want me to touch on or dig deeper into, please let me know in the comments. I would love to discuss. Okay, I still haven't even touched the surface of Kanye West yet either, and I will. I guarantee it. I will. because I could talk about the whole Northwest thing, the whole fact that Kanye leaked the song that he somehow had a feature from Diddy and his daughter on it, and Diddy was in prison or in jail or wherever he is. Let's be real. Diddy is in some like high class rich people prison where he's probably getting served like sparkling water, okay? And he's probably just living his best life, that diddler. Anywho, back to you, Wheezy. Okay. Sir, where were you yesterday? Everybody else was here, okay? Lucifer was a little late, but that's on the producers. That's not on Lucifer. You were nowhere to be seen, sir. So I don't know what the heck you were doing or who you think you are. But you missed the first taping of Allegedly. It was very important to me. It was a big day, very, very special to me. And it just kind of hurts that you weren't there. I like sharing these moments with all of my friends. Okay? I could have called this Jonny and Friends, but I don't have that much power here. Okay? I just sign the contract and get the checks. Which I haven't seen yet for yesterday's episode. So, anywho. Lucifer, I hope you had a good day. Oliver, I love you, buddy. Chunka, Trevor, you're doing great. You're doing great. Oh my goodness, you guys. Well, I guess if that's all the news that we all have, then I'm gonna let you go. Remember, we got new episodes every Monday through Friday. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave the comments down below answering my questions that I asked you, okay? And I will see you tomorrow, hopefully with a lot of more uplifting news, because all of this politics garbage is really just getting to me, I fear. I fear it's kind of making me a little bit of a duh, which sometimes that happens. That's probably why most of our politicians are a bunch of duh, because they spend so much time talking politics that they become duh, and I don't want to become that. So I gotta watch out. I gotta be careful out here. Oh, Jared, thanks for nothing. Okay. Anywho, I will see you guys tomorrow with a whole bunch of brand new news. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Good night. Goodbye. Yes. Oh my goodness.